Hello everybody, Surat here, and it is now time to take on something that isn't a point-and-click adventure game, as I said at the end of Season 2 of 7 Max. Let's change that. I want that there. Yeah, let's do that. I like that lineup just fine. It did save, right? Come on. Just want to make sure. Yep, it saved. Excellent. Okay. I am really terrible at UN Squadron, but it is a game that I played many years ago. It is a side-scrolling plane shooter, basically. You shoot down many things. They shoot back at you, try to shoot you down. It's all good. And it's also, as you might have noticed, by Capcom. That wasn't who I really wanted. But it's going to make me pick it anyway. Just a second, folks. Sorry about that. It decided to pick for me. I'm going to be playing as him. Simply because able to fly even the most damaged plane. Yeah, I'll explain what that means in a minute. Basically, he powers up his... Pick again! Darn it. The thing is, the guy it's forcing me to pick powers up his weapon really quickly. And I'll be right back again with that screen. Okay. I'm going to leave it kind of paused. There we go. I'm going to leave it kind of paused here on this screen. Shin there powers up his weapon really quickly. In Gradius style, you shoot down special groups of enemies and they leave behind power-ups, and it makes your main gun stronger. That's all it does, though. Him gets extra special weapons, and you will see special weapons in a bit more detail later. And him, Greg there, he recovers from damage the fastest. And I will kind of explain more about that in a second, but just in short, if you get hit, there's a brief window after you get hit that one more hit is an insta-kill. And that's very annoying, but Greg there tends to cancel that out by reducing the time you get to spend injured, so to speak. So I will pick him, because, as I said, I am ever-lovingly terrible at this game. So anyway, right now, we are over on the far left, the 88 there, that kind of looks like a runway, or a cross on its side and crooked. Anyway, the goal of the game is to eventually take out all of the little groups of triangles there and work our way over to the base on the far right, the little T-shaped block or plus sign missing the right side. This is much easier said than done because, as I said, this game does not fool around and is very difficult. So the target is the frontline base. Take it and make it our sword for thwarting Project 4. Yeah, there's some loose story about, we're UN Squadron, and it's going to automatically make me go further and further in the game, but, yeah. Going to make me keep moving forward, and I don't like that. Okay, what we've got are 6 planes here. Each one costs money. You get money in the missions. The only one we can afford right there is that one, the F-8E. Not a very good plane, but it'll actually suffice for the first couple of missions fairly well. It doesn't have much in the way of special weapons. It doesn't have much in the way of firepower, but it'll suit our purposes just fine. Eventually, you want this thing. It is just the awesome fighter for $1 million. You'll see why that's so hard to get later, but basically you go in missions, you shoot things, you get money. And enough explaining. Let's actually fail horribly at the first mission like I am going to be prone to doing. And I shouldn't need any special weapons because they take money, and money is kind of hard to come by, since we only have the 3,000. Anything we spend on special weapons doesn't come back to us if we die, especially if we die. But here's a cluster. It shoots in every direction. Yeah, we can't see what these do until we get planes that can actually handle it. But this is called a Mega Crush. It shoots into the sky and rains lasers down for a bit. Bombs drop straight out the bottom of your plane. Well, they kind of get a forward arc. And a cluster shot kind of puts this quick circle around your plane that hurts everything that it hits. But for this first mission, fairly simple. Let's try to avoid using it and try to avoid dying horribly. And here are the special ones, usually marked by being red, like the communists they are. The main thing you want to do is avoid ramming anything, because the bullets don't hurt terribly bad. Come on, get out of there. But actually ramming anything, yeah, that's, well, not a death sentence. It actually does hurt a whole lot. Ooh, slow down. Okay, you noticed I picked up a few power-ups and suddenly I have 3 little bullets on the front of my plane. And I'm almost half dead. I am half dead. Ah, too early. And I died. So this is the level of expert ability you can expect to see from me. But the thing is, if you die, all the money you gathered in the missions, all the power-ups stick with you, at least until you game over. And you get 3 lives. You get 3 continues and 3 lives per continue. Plus, you can gain extra lives at so many point totals, so you generally have between 9 and 12 lives before you game over. So let's take on Mission 1 again here, with a slightly stronger gun. And notice I now have 31,000. That is going into the fund to pay for that little fighter. Let's see if I can avoid dying horribly this time, huh? And yeah, every now and then you will find nice little hidden things around to give you some help. Ouch. Ouch. I'm not doing so well this time either. Ah, too early. And got my butt handed to me again. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. No, we do not need special weapons. And yes, there are parts of the scenery that you can ram into and get hurt. And I have leveled up my gun. So that should make this easier to survive in. Ah, that was not a smart move. Let these things go, Greg. There we go, now it's dead. And I'm on 0 lives. Let's see if I could only done that the first 2 times. Well, if I could have done that the first 2 times, then I wouldn't have this super neato gun that's going to make the next level much, much easier. But that will be for next time. I think I will do about 1 level of video here. So, when I return, we take on, not the supply truck, the plane. Because that plane's advancing on us, and we must stop it before it gets to us. Okay, we don't have to stop it before it gets to us, because it will get to us regardless. Unless I stop it right now, but if it does get to us, then we are just forced to pick it. And I don't want to be forced to pick the thing. I want to pick it of my own free will. Kind of. Oh well. So now you're in for a spectacular level of air shooter failure. Alright, folks. I will talk to everybody next time, and see you all for more UN Squadron. Later, folks.